Sue Park has been looking good. Um, he got hurt, I think, the other day, and he came back. So he's back in business. Why can't they get the time? Um, you can argue whether it's the right time to give young players energy. Anyway, time, time in the no, well, not in the 11 really, but in the games overall. But it's not really a thing that Eddie Howe does. It really isn't. And listen, to each their own, because every manager will see fit. Will put the players that he sees fit. But Eddie Howe never gives young talent the time of the day. People are going to say, well, what about Livramento? What about Lewis Hall? Those are players that we bought. And those are players that worked out, but we bought. They don't really come from the academy, and they really show their talents as soon as they got to Newcastle. Um, other players, for example, you tell me a player that he's brought up from the academy and played. Louis Miley. How long? I mean, really, Louis Miley got hurt, of course. Take that aside, but he played him in the Champions League when he had absolutely no option. And then, of course, now he gets time every now and then. But it's not really. We've seen other players play before Miley. What about Anderson? Anderson wasn't playing much. He played a few games here and there, but he wasn't playing much. So it's but it's every manager has its their decisions to make, and it is what it is. You got to respect it or disagree with it, but it is what it is. TBT for me, Park is worth a place on the bench. A cameo role when needing something out of a game is worth trying. I agree. I agree. That also puts competition in on the bench. If you put in a young player out of nowhere, that tells your bench, man, I really need to be on my A game because you're gonna put a young kid over me. Quite honestly, I don't even know in the Sue Park role though. If you just talk about Sue Park, now you got Harvey Barnes there on the left, but I mean, not really like you got too many players there. You got Sue Park, and then you would got Harvey Barnes. If Harvey Barnes is not performing, you put Sue Park in there to see what he can do. You'll never know really what he can do until you put him on there. And so far in the preseason, he's done all right. So why not just try him again? And you put a little pressure on Harvey Barnes because Barnes knows that if he's on the bench and he sees that Gordon is knackered, he knows he's coming on at some point. You know, he knows he's coming on at some point. So why not just try something different if you need to get the game? Park is very technical, and we have been missing that on the left wing, in my opinion. Says Trolls. I think I agree with that. I mean, he's very talented, very smooth. The fact that he can cut inside and he can actually he does a lot of not similar to Elanga, but the point is Elanga beats you with pace. He throws the ball up front and you cannot catch it. He's gonna get to it before you get to it. He has this little stutter step, and then he gets through Elanga. Um, Now Supark has the same outcome where he can beat you with out of nowhere move. Not fast, not with quickness, but simply by doing something you're not expecting, by turning a way that you're not expecting him to, type of thing. I don't want to use comparisons that are not that are not really that shouldn't be used, like comparing them to Messi, for example. But that would be a clear example of why what I'm meaning. Somebody that can just cut in and out, zigzag, and just get you out of the and beat you with a dribble. Supar can do that, and he's shown us that in the preseason. But we would never know, 'cause people would say, "Well, he's not. That's preseason. That's not the regular season. That's not the main season. That's not the important games." But you'll never know, will you? You will never know unless you try them. So listen, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I agree. Chris is Gilly. Look at Alfie Harrison, a really good player for his age, but want to sell him. I don't know if Alfie Harrison has proven himself really though. But Alfie Harrison, that's another midfielder. You talk about you need a midfielder. There you go. I don't know that I mean, quite honestly, I think that at some point, um, we'll have to just buy another player. A lot of good Italian players, man. Barella. I mean, good Italian footballers. So listen, I would be looking there. I would be looking there. Um, Again, they're not prem proven, but they're good footballers. They can play in the Premier League, any league they want. So I would definitely go there. We have seen Gazza's interview on Talksport. We played a bit yesterday, but clearly we missed out on the biggest bit of it all when he was asked if he could fit in that Man United that he missed, that he didn't get to play on, of course. And he responded in a very Gaza way. He said that, of course, he would fit. He would probably fit because, well, you gotta watch that clip. I can't repeat it on air, but interesting. Actually, look at that. We got we do got a story here from Gaza. Maybe when he's talking about when he says about when he went to Rangers. Maybe it is. Let's take a listen to it. Gaza speaking maybe on his move to Rangers. Let's see.
When I was younger, when I was 15, where I lived, there was two guys that were Scottish, and I always talked about the Celtic Rangers derby. But yeah, I loved it up there. My time was fantastic. I remember when my agents were talking to Lacho about what club I should go to, when he said Rangers, so I went, no. I said, I'm not going. So I'm walking out, and Dino's off and Glasgow Rangers. And I went, oh, I thought you meant Queen's Park Rangers. Yeah, okay, get him over. I spoke to Walter. I says, I'm coming, don't worry. I'll take a massive drop in wages. I want to go to Rangers. I remember it was 4 years before that, was in Tampa holiday, and he was there. And I went with my ex-wife. I went, see that guy over there? I says, I'd love to play for him one day. And then 4 years later, I did,
Yeah. Interesting stuff from Gaza. That's not the clip that I was talking about, though, because that clip is you cannot play it. I don't think. Well, they played on Talksport, so that means maybe we can play it. But no, let me see. I had it yesterday. Oh, there we go. I think I need to go on WhatsApp and put it up. But I mean, it is a funny clip. It was funny. So Chris said, it was your birthday, Jordan. Well, I never said that. Everyone's talking about Gaza Strip. Oh my God, the Gaza Strip. Come on now. I was like, that's funny. Jordy Dan says everyone's talking about the Gaza Strip, and I was like, yeah, his shirt was number 8. No, I'm pretty sure that's not what's happened. As far as I don't think people are talking about that. They're talking about what's going on. Which, by the way, we love. Whatever, it doesn't matter what political area you're on, but the fact that they have found peace and the hostages are out, you can only be happy that as a human being. So I will leave it at that. So there you go. Let me see. We got more news here on. Find some more stuff here. Try to find this Gaza clip. That would have been wonderful to put on there. People on social media all about talking about Alexander Isak not performing. Quite honestly, I'm not bothered about it, to be honest. I'm not bothered to talk about Isak or what his situation is. I mean, I see that some Newcastle fans enjoy his misery, and I'm not 100% going to say that I don't, but it doesn't take up my time on my day to look to find out about him. It is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to give him energy out of my day. So some international fans, Anthony Elanga's cameo by numbers against Kosovo is a left wing. 51 minutes played, 50 touches, 26 out of 34 passes completed, 6 accurate crosses, 4 chances created, 4 in 100 of duels won. So that's a very good stuff there for Anthony Ilanga. Voltemade, of course, scoring against Germany. We know that. And doing his thing. By the way, England will be playing tonight. So don't forget to join in on NUFC Talk later on at 7:20 p.m. in the UK, 1:20 in the US of A. That's going to be massive, massive, massive against Latvia because it's the World Cup qualifiers, ladies and gentlemen. So there you go. Brazil, what do we got for Brazil with Bruno Guimaraes and Japan? They played it today at 5. They should be playing now. Literally, kickoff 4 minutes ago. Brazil and Japan. Japan and Brazil, because they're locals right there. That's knackering, isn't it? I mean, the fact that they have to play today at 5:30 in the morning, they have to probably travel immediately all the way to the UK. I mean, yeah, that's a long travel, man. Long travel. What about I think when's the last? Did they play already though? Did they play against a team? They had a wonderful time, by the way. I saw Newcastle fans in, was it Korea? That they were in. I mean, a lot of Newcastle fans. A lot of Newcastle fans. Or was it just Japan? Um, I'm trying to see. I'm sure they've played a game already. So let me see here. Because this will be. Yeah, they already played against South Korea. They beat them 5-0, and a lot of South Korean fans, Newcastle fans, getting their shirt signed by Bruno and Joe Linton. That was massive to see. Good stuff. And of course, today they play against Japan, and they'll be back after that one. So there you go. That is for the Brazilian national team. Who else we got to look for? Italy internationals, and that will be only one. Sandro Tonali. Maybe we can get another international from Italy. That would be lovely. What about that Bastoni kid, center back boy? If Botman has an issue, if Botman thinks he can get salty and ask for higher wages and all of that, which I don't think he has a right to at the moment. He has not even proven to be the player that really everybody thinks he would be. We think he can be that, but he hasn't done that yet with injuries and all that. So I don't think he deserves high wages. But if he wants to get salty and getting mad about it, and listen, that Bastoni kid is propa man, propa. So Italy today at around the same time as England, of course, versus Israel, and that's going to be in Italy. So there you go. They're going to be playing tonight, of course, immediately getting back in action. Sandro Tonali, they played already against Estonia, and they beat them 3-1 in Estonia. So there you go. They played they against Israel the first goal. They were 4-5. They beat Israel 5-4. That's weird though. I figured they would beat them comfortably, but they didn't. So there you go. So is it because he kept his connection to the club? Who are we talking about? Everyone for this international group change as they're looking at the Champions League format going forwards for Europe. So there you go. Paul says we definitely enjoy the Isak downfall, Chris. Well, listen, I'm not saying I don't per se. I mean, natural. Listen, man, my human nature wants me to watch him pay for what he did.